Luke 7:11 through 17. Soon afterwards he went to a city called Nain, and his disciples were going along with him, accompanied by a large crowd. Now, as he approached the gate of the city, a dead man was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a sizable crowd from the city was with her. When the Lord saw her, he felt compassion for her, and said to her, "Do not weep." And he came up and touched the coffin, and the bearers came to a halt. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, arise." The dead man sat up and began to speak, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. Fear gripped them all, and they began glorifying God, saying, "A great prophet has arisen among us, and God has visited his people." This report concerning him went out all over Judea and in all the surrounding district. It just so happened, by sheer coincidence, wink, wink, that Jesus and his band of followers just happened to show up and wandered into the town of Nain. And that they just arrived there right at the time that a funeral procession blocked the entrance to the city. What Jesus did was highly inappropriate for a stranger to do, and at the very least insulting and insensitive. He made the procession stop. And he told the dead man's mother not to weep. Look, it's a funeral. That's what people do at funerals. They weep. Besides, this woman is a widow, and she has lost now her only son. Besides losing a loved one, painful enough in its own right, she has lost her only means of support and her only voice in the community. And this stranger tells her not to weep? And then to add insult to injury, he touches the body. How intrusive. Never mind that Jesus has just made himself unclean and disqualified himself from being able to go to the temple for a period of time. But it's like he's getting way too personal with this grieving family and their community. And if that's not bad enough, he speaks to the body and tells him to get up. No, Jesus, don't go there. Don't do this to this poor woman. If I were to do that at a funeral, I would be tarred and feathered and run out of town in disgrace. But can you believe it? The corpse sits up and starts talking. Can we freeze the tableau at that point? Just freeze the image. And I'd like to come back to it tomorrow. And what I'd like to do is kind of focus in on the emotions that are going on in Jesus and in the people in the funeral procession too. Let's look behind the facts and see what's going on inside the emotions and the mind. See ya.